Hello, I'm Leighton Black. I'm the founder of Dropalo, a location-based message broadcasting service, and the Moving Target blog. The purpose of this video is just to give you a quick update on the task that I set myself a couple of days ago, which is to build one mobile app every week for the next few weeks or so. Probably a foolish thing to do, but I've committed myself to it now, so I'm getting down to it. Now, I'll be using a framework called Ionic to build the mobile apps, and Ionic basically lets you build hybrid applications. Now, for those of you that don't know, a hybrid mobile application is an application that doesn't use the platform's native code for the build. So instead of building the app with Java or Objective-C, you'll use HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So Ionic allows you to use HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. It's built on a framework called AngularJS, which is an incredible framework, and I love using it. And it's really got me excited to use Ionic, and I've been waiting for an opportunity to use it for a while, and this seems like the perfect time. So I'm gonna get straight into this and show you exactly what I've been doing, since Tuesday. I've not really been able to spend much time on it though. I spent a little bit of time on Tuesday evening and some time yesterday during my lunch break, and then a little bit of time again yesterday evening when I got home from work. Now, there's not much going on my screen at the moment because I'm in the application, but I've not created any lists, I've not created any tasks. So I'm just going to refresh the page just so that you see what happens when I actually, oh, so that you see what happens when you first go into the application. So if you blinked, you would have missed it, but what happens is you're presented with a form to create a new list. So I'm just going to create something here, just give it a name, maybe give it a description as well. This is the first list. Fantastic. Now we create the list, and now we're in the first list. Now, if you click on the menu option, you can see all the lists that you've created. Right now I've only got the one. You close that back. Actually, if I just open that up again, you can also create a new list if you want to. Won't do that right now. And of course you can create tasks. So let's create a task, and we'll call it task number 1. Very exciting, I know. And there you have your task, and you can mark it as done or undone, and that's all really good. So it's functional, and just for the sake of it, we'll create another one, task 2, with a description as well. Hello to the first. And then we have the second task. Now if I just swipe across here, then you can see details of the task. This do something button doesn't actually do anything at the moment because, well, I've not gone that far. Just click cancel, then that gets hidden away. And I can mark these as done, and I don't know, maybe create a new list. Say the second, just to keep it easy to follow. And I'll create a task in here as well. Make breakfast. Sure, why not? So then if I open up the task list again, you've got the first there, the second there. If I select the first, go back to the original task that I created, and you see they're still marked as done. And if I refresh the page as well, you see it opens up the last list that I created, or that I was using, and it remembers that the tasks were complete. So I've actually got a functional application here. When the application is complete, because right now it's not, quite frankly, it's far from, then I'll probably make a video of the app on my phone, and I'll provide a link to the app as well anyway, so that any Android owners out there can take a look and have a little play around and see what I did. And maybe I'll even post the code on GitHub as well. It's not going to be pretty, but I try to write sane code, even if I'm writing, even if I'm programming quickly and just trying to just play around. So the code won't be particularly messy, but it probably won't be the most elegant or the most efficient. but it'll work. As you can see, it's working. So I've been able to do that in the space of, what, a couple of hours or so. Now, actually, I should mention something. On the Ionic on the Ionic website, there's a tutorial to create a to-do list, but I didn't actually follow the tutorial because I was already familiar with AngularJS, so I understood how that worked. I understood how Ionic worked because of the understanding of AngularJS. So I really spent more time looking at the documentation and understanding the different components that are available to me, the different directives and services, and then using that knowledge, try to build as much of it from scratch as I could. When I got stuck, then I referenced the to-do list tutorial. But for the most part, I did this from scratch. So, you know, taking a couple of hours to create a to-do list application of this quality, which is, I've played with it on my phone and it does feel pretty native. It doesn't feel exactly the same as a native application, but it feels very close. And for the time that you save learning a new language and, new APIs, it's absolutely fantastic. And if you're a web developer and you're interested in creating mobile applications, I definitely recommend that you test out Ionic Framework or one of the other frameworks that are out there as well. I mean, there are other ways to create mobile applications, especially hybrid ones. PhoneGap springs to mind. Titanium, again, you can use HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and then it compiles it to the native language, in fact. So that goes a step further and lets you create a native application. But lost my train of thought now. But yeah, definitely, if you know web technologies already and you don't want to spend too much time learning a new language just to get an idea down, then it's worth considering. It's worth considering Ionic, especially if you already know AngularJS, because then it's going to make your programming a breeze. So that's how far I've gotten with the app anyway. As you see, it's called To Do. And once I've completed adding some essential functionality like the ability to delete tasks and lists or edit them, because right now you can't do either of those things, then I'll present what I'll call the finished app, but obviously it will still be kind of basic. I'm not adding any custom styles other than where it helps to enhance the functionality for the purpose of this particular to-do list app that I want to create. So I'm going to leave it there, and if you're interested in seeing how the app turns out, because it's going to be quite different from this one by the time it's done, then stay tuned, visit the blog, keep an eye on the YouTube channel or the Twitter account, and I'll be back in touch soon. Thanks for watching.